All right, guys, I'm Michael. I'm from Johnny Knows Costa Rica, but I'm from TravelCostaRicaNow.com. We're down in Esterillos Estate. I'm doing this. I'm just kidding. No, I'm taking over.
You're taking over.
Yeah, we're down at the relocation retreat in Esterillos Estate at Sunset Del Mar Resort, and this is your first time.
My first time, Mike.
So I feel like I should be interviewing you.
You should be interviewing me. Let's do that.
All right, so we are on Johnny Knows Costa Rica's channel. And he spoke at this retreat last night, had a great talk, but what I wanted to do is ask your impressions, because you haven't been down here, and I'm assuming, like most people, you probably find it pretty nice.
No, it's great here. It's got all the amenities you need. It's got a restaurant.
An ocean.
An ocean. You know what? The receptionist last night, she's like, we have everything, and then there's the ocean. I'm like, really? Wow.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it coming in.
And extra, there's a sloth in that tree right there.
Yep.
A sloth.
There was a sloth up there?
No, for real.
Yeah?
Yeah, this one, it's right there. It's still there.
You gotta check it out.
Yeah. So anyway, again, we've had a great event. This is like a 6-7 day event, and it's for people that are, Costa Rica's kind of on their radar, but they're not quite sure. They think they want to live here, but they don't really know. And so they come down here, and we kind of have, our tagline is like, we don't, blow a lot of smoke. It's the good, the bad, the ugly of living here. And then you, like a bunch of presenters such as yourself, like me, and a bunch of other people, we go over, like the import-export people. We talk about maybe buying cars or residency. And in your case, what did you talk about?
Oh, we talked about healthcare.
Yeah.
We talked about the ins and outs, the public, the private side, the different things, but it was, Mike, I learned something though.
What's that?
I asked somebody last night, I said, what made you come down here to Costa Rica? And he said it was so easy and it really touched home for him. He's like, Johnny, when we came up the road, I didn't see any cops.
Nice.
The security, the tranquility of coming up here even for this retreat, that he's like, I didn't see no cops, it just felt a peaceful situation, and that's what I've gotten here.
Yeah, I would say, we have a really good group, and these are actually getting bigger, and I think these are going to be a thing, because I think we were one shy of packing this up, but there's about 40 people here, I will say. But it's a great group, man, and I cannot believe how many Canadians are here.
Oh my gosh,
There's a lot of Canadians not happy with their country, Johnny. We're not going to mention names, but they're not happy. That's all I can tell you.
I think the Canadian people, I have some really good Canadian patients that I've worked with, and they're like, oh, man, Mike, they're so sweet. But
that's what they're known for.
Yeah.
That's what Canadians are known for, being so nice. But some of them are getting and don't feel so nice about the way the direction of their country. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying we're seeing a lot of that, and also from the States as well.
There's all the influx. There's chaos going around the world.
True, and it's not even I think in the United States, it's not necessarily like a Republican-Democrat thing. They both parties think the United States is maybe on the wrong trajectory. Yeah. So again, Costa Rica comes on a lot of people's radar of maybe a possibility of living a little bit different life, off the grid, a little bit more under the radar. Politics obviously is still a thing, but it's not. I don't know. Ticos talk politics.
Oh yeah.
But they also keep it inside. There's not the judgments you see. That you see.
It's cutthroat, but not so much.
Right. It's a lot less. Well, you could even use COVID as an example. If there was 10 people here and there were 11 people here, I'm the 11th, 10 people wearing masks, and I wasn't, they wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
They wouldn't come up to me and go, they just would be like, I wonder why Michael's not wearing a mask. But they wouldn't.
Well, if they know you, like we know you, we would know that you're not wearing a mask.
But I'm just saying, there's not that. They don't worry about stuff like that. But anyway, I find that interesting. But this is my third event speaking here, and it's just gotten more packed.
You're speaking tonight, right?
Yeah, at 3:30. And there's a lot of great info. Your stuff is probably one of the most important topics that people like to neglect until they need it. Yeah. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, I wasn't really thinking about health insurance, but now that I broke my arm,
Oh,
I need contacts. I need people. Where do I go? What do I do?
Mike, it's health, it's dental, it's everything that we do.
Proactive.
Proactively, and just be preventative. But something that, another topic that we also deal with, we don't talk about end of life.
Right.
And end of life, if you're going to be here, got to think about those type of things.
Yeah, again, more proactive instead of reactive.
Yeah.
But for some reason, especially in the United States, we don't talk about death like that.
No.
We don't talk about it until the person's on that bed, and now the burden's on everybody around them. To now we got to make moves. So yeah, and especially now if you're going to come down to another country, especially, you got to learn, what's going to happen if something does happen. What do I need to prepare for? It's not the exact same. It's not the same.
It's culture. It's a different culture, a different way of doing things. I was telling an expat last night that when somebody does pass away here, you can actually, when you call 911 and you get somebody and you call a doctor in, they declare them deceased, but you actually can keep them in your home while you're preparing them for burials, and people come visit. And it's very common here in Costa Rica to do that. They'll have the whole, the vigil that they do, they'll keep them at the house. And I know it probably sounds a little...
Well, it seems odd because that's not what we do normally.
No,
so
but here it's a culture is very embracing on that. They'll have the whole neighborhood come to the house, and you'll have people visiting the whole night, coming by, saying their goodbyes before they bury them the next day. Mm-hmm. But we're not waiting 2 weeks. It's
pretty quick.
It's quick. It's 1-2 days.
But again, preparation is key. But it's a lot of things here that, I think people pick up a lot of info here so they can make a decent decision whether Costa Rica is right for them or not.
Right.
So, because we definitely aren't trying to talk people into moving here. I don't care. Why would I don't care if they move here or not, but I would like them to have the information so they can make the best decision possible for their needs, their family, what's best for them. So I think that is, you do get that here.
Contacts here, right, Mike?
That's the biggest thing.
If you're thinking about this retreat or even thinking about Costa Rica, this retreat has a lot of contacts. I think the price of admission is enough just on contacts, because that's the money that you'll save from the mistakes you and I made.
Well, people, I say it in every video I talk about this, because the context, you don't want to start anything, construction, buying a house, your residency, any of it with the wrong people, because you don't even, now you're in the middle of your, let's say building a house, you realize you're getting ripped off, but you're in the middle, you can't stop.
Nope.
And it's like, what do you do? So, but here we circle ourselves with people we would use for our own mother, like Pablo, the import-export guy. He's great. They want to make money, but they're transparent. I like all that kind of stuff. You are the same way. I am the same way. So these people, you can cut out all the, I hope this works out. I hope this is, and it can save a lot of money down the road, or frustration, because me, I learned a lot the hard way. I lost a freaking boatload of money. I didn't even like to think about it, just because I was just being led. Oh, we can do that for you, Michael.
Mike, I lost money knowing Spanish, okay? It can happen to anybody, but I think if you come to a retreat like this, at least you're ahead of the game, and you're a little step ahead, so you don't make the mistakes we make.
Definitely, and the other good part, the food has been great here. I know you haven't been here the actual whole time, but the food has been phenomenal. Now, they just don't sit here all day and listen to us chatter on. They also, right now, they're just coming back from Manwa National Park, which is one of the best parks in Costa Rica. They're probably going to come back with stories of Capuchin monkeys stealing their camera, howlers, sloth pitchers, a great time at the beach. So, and then tomorrow some people are taking some surf lessons. They did the zip line stuff a couple days ago.
Really?
So there's kind of that mix of yes, we have a seminar, like the rest of the afternoon, I'll be talking, Sarah, our friend Sarah will be talking, but there's also a lot of fun mix in here too. We had a little Halloween party the other night. Yes.
No way.
So they got it going on. And so what we're trying to do is we've learned things, we're trying to tweak it, tighten some things up. I'm going to be talking to the people at this that stayed here the whole time. I'm going to be doing some testimonials, and I'm going to ask them, hey man, what are some of the things maybe you didn't like, or you'd like to see changed, or did you have a problem with your whatever it was, so we can get some nice constructive feedback, maybe tweak a few things. Like for instance, I mean, you're a good example. You spoke at night. Now everybody was there. It was great. You had a great information, but there really shouldn't be anybody speaking at night.
No.
It should be, whether it's the morning, then they go do a zip line and have some fun. We all meet for dinner, but at the dinner mark, your night should be your own night. It's been a long day of info and fun. The last thing you kind of want to do is get up from dinner and rush over to the seminar room again. So we had so many speakers this time, and we didn't want to miss you because of all your great content. Now, luckily, everybody was on board, and they didn't complain at all. They went over there and they loved all your information. But in the future, come on, man, you eat dinner, and after dinner you want to, I don't know, smoke your cigar, shoot the shit, whatever it is. But you don't want to go, oh God, we got to go over to the seminar room.
I know, you got to go listen to Johnny at 7:30.
Well, obviously nothing to do with you, but because another speaker had the same, issue, and they weren't that, happy. It also worked out. But, as feedback for us, putting some of this stuff together, that can't be happening. We're going to have to pick. Okay, well, maybe the speaker's not doing it this time, and we're going to put, Johnny, which is a more important, content that people need to know, move him, out of the back of the bus and into the, into a better time slot. So little things like that, So, matter of fact, this was I don't know why we didn't think of this. It's like so commonsensical. Somebody said it would be way cool if you start a Facebook group with just the people that have been here. A private group, not just anybody. So start getting all the people to join the Facebook group that go to this relocation retreat. And over time, we'll have people that may have moved here and have already been living here 2 years, and they can help the people that are new at the relocation event. So it's this in a community, because a lot of people make connections here too.
Oh yeah.
Friend connections that they stay connected. So some people are like, well, I'm not planning on moving for another year. Or some people, I'm not moving there at all, or I'm going to move there in a couple weeks. And now you have some community. You'll have some community with us as moderators. People that have been here in the past. Maybe they've already been here a year.
Yeah.
And they can help the people like, you kind of want to try to avoid that, but here, try to do this. There'd be a lot of good connections and support.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a no-brainer. But so somebody said that, and we're like, wow, that's a good idea. So we're going to start that.
Well, Mike, thanks for taking the time to inviting me this time.
To Johnny Knows Costa Rica. You're welcome on Johnny Knows Costa Rica anytime.
Thanks, Mike.
I'm Michael Allen from Taking Over Johnny Costa Rica.
You're taking over, and I'm Johnny from Johnny Knows Costa Rica. Pura vida, and always be safe.